Hey, so we're just going to give you a brief overview of what equity incentives are and why you use them in a startup. So firstly and foremost, they're a way of giving an ownership stake in your startup to your team members, right? Secondly, they're a really powerful way to not only attract talent, but also to reward your team and also get them aligned with an ownership mindset. And then lastly, they can be a really tax-effective way for you to actually provide incentives to your team, but also a way to limit your cash burn as a startup as well. So let's just dive in. So typically they give a ownership stake in the business via an option grant, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. There's various ways you can actually do it, but at the end of the day, it's all about giving an ownership stake to your team members via the incentive process there. Secondly, attracting talent. Why are they important for that? Well, most startups aren't paying similar salaries to what you'd be able to earn in the corporate world. And so most team members that are coming in are looking for additional incentives. And a way to do that is via the equity incentives. So yes, I'm getting paid for coming in and doing my job on a daily basis. I may even have a bonus component. But I also have this long-term incentive, this equity incentive, which over time grows with the value of the startup, okay, and can be very meaningful. And then lastly, in terms of tax effectiveness and reducing your cash burn, well, as a startup, we're always looking for ways to effectively deploy the capital, and we've got limited funds that we can deploy. Instead of having to pay someone, $200,000, if I can actually give them some of that as equity incentives, then it reduces the amount of cash that I have to burn as we're building our business. And as I said, it also aligns them in terms of the long-term success of the business. So just a quick example of how that might work in reality. So if I join a team today, I might be given, say, 0.5% ownership in the business. So by the time that business reaches a valuation of $50 million, if I still have my 0.5% ownership in that business after, say, 4 or 5 years, then that stock incentive that I've been given is going to be worth $500,000 at that point in time, which is a significant chunk of change. And so that's how they work. You're given options over time. The value of those options go up in line with the value of the business, and it gives a way for your team members to actually really participate in the ongoing success of the business.